Hi, welcome! Another bit of creativity and craft for you today. I have some vases that I'd love to make over. So this is a large one that didn't quite go with the decor that I wanted at the moment, so I'm going to change it up and give it a new look. So first of all, I've cleaned it down and then I'm going to spray paint the top of it, because the bottom of it we're going to add a bit of texture. This is a glass vase and is taking the paint quite well. You can of course paint it if you do like. I quite like to give it spray paint. If you need to prime it first because of the type of paint they're using, then prime it first. But this seems to be working out just fine. I've set it aside to dry completely, then given it another coat. So onto the base of it we'll need some air dry clay and some acrylic paint. So put some acrylic paint into your tub and then we'll put in some air dry clay, and we need a fork, and we're just going to mash it together and make a smooth kind of paste. So to do this we just need a little tub of water and just keep adding a bit of water until we get a nice sort of paste, like a thinner cookie dough type mixture. Because at the moment it's not cookie dough, it is air dry clay. At the moment it smells wonderful. You know, this terracotta one smells of almonds, absolutely smells delicious. But at the moment that air dry clay is a little on the firm side, so we're just going to work it together and make it a little softer and a little more malleable and to a paste, so we can actually paste this onto the vase. You can of course start with the white air dry clay too. It's just I wanted a dark finish, so I've added the terracotta and then added the acrylic because I just wanted a darker clay. Once we have this to a nice smooth paste, just keep going till you do have the smooth paste. Here's the really fun bit. I've taped off a section where I want it to be below, just with some masking tape, and then I'm simply using my hands. You can use a brush or put some gloves on and just simply paste this all over the bottom of the vase. And then you can take, see, sometimes it wants to come away a bit there, just add a bit more, dab it on, and then we can go in with a fork. You can let it dry once and then go in with another layer as well if you so wish, want a thicker layer. But I'm going in like this, and then I'm putting a nice fork mark to just make it as if it's been made rustically like that, just to give real texture. And then once it's all pasted on, you can remove your tape and then you get a nice clean line. Do this while the clay is still wet. I think it looks beautiful just like this, but I'm going to go in with a white paint and dry brush some white on as well. I have this glass vase and glass candle plate. They were going out in the charity box, so I thought I'd create something new with them. So I'm simply going to glue the two together and create something new. So I use for the paint a simple wall paint, PVA glue and some baking powder. I have 2 tablespoons of emulsion, 1 tablespoon of glue and just about a teaspoon of baking powder in here. I'm going to add a little more baking powder because you can see it started to react. So I'm going to just add another dash of baking powder and you can see how it will start to react. This just gives the paint a little extra texture, and we're looking for that kind of concrete, earthy kind of texture to go onto the vase. I've also added a little tiny blob of black acrylic paint just to make it grey. I've been adding PVA glue, which is just a normal white craft glue, to normal water-based paint for years, just to give it that little extra something and let it behave a little bit like acrylic paint. But I've never added baking powder before, and I saw that on McKenna's channel. I'll link down below, and I just wanted to see for myself how it worked. I feel it goes on a little thinner than you'd expect, but can you see here that the paint is growing? Watch it there. The baking powder is making the paint completely grow so much it's spilt over the top. So the baking powder is reacting in there and making it all fizz up. So I've given it that first coat of paint and then I'm going to let it dry. So here it is dried, and just give it a scratch test. Has it adhered? Yes, it's adhering quite well to the glass there, and so I'm going to give it another coat. And I find now that we've left the paint out to dry a little as well, it's just made it a little thicker, and that's going to give us an extra bit of depth and a bit more texture. So that works quite nice. And I'm using a really cheap craft brush just to give it that extra bristliness, that extra texture. I'm really pleased with my makeovers, and I hope you'll give them a go too. They're really a lot of fun. This can also be turned back up the other way and used as a vase once again. I really love upcycling, and you get a really unique piece at the end. If you liked, please do subscribe and come back for some more creativity and craftiness. Lots of sewing, painting and DIY. Thanks for watching, and I'll hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.